Welcome to Sharp or Square, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We are part of the Volume Podcast Network. This is the show that makes the squares sharper and makes the wise guys pay attention. I am Chad Melvin. I am joined, as always, by my BFF, my companion, my compadre, my co-host, professional bettor, Simon Hunter. Hello, Simon.
Chad, what a week of football we've had, my friend.
Dude, we can talk about the Indiana Hoosiers. I appreciate everyone giving their love, attention, good karma, good vibes to the Hoosiers. I will be going to Atlanta next week.
Wow.
For the Hoosiers
Good man.
game, for the Final Four game for the Hoosiers against Oregon. Bigger news. The Panthers, boy, did they come through for us on the brass balls. It kind of played out, no joke, exactly as we expected it to. Bryce Young in the clutch at the end of the game, making at least one play in the exact moment he needed to make the play. This is why we've loved the Panthers. It's why we've bet the Panthers. He's done this so many times. They had that great graphic that he's had more fourth quarter OT wins than any quarterback in the NFL since 23, 12 of them. 12 of their 14 wins in that time frame had been comebacks. It was the full Bryce Young Carolina Panthers experience, and we got it with the brass balls.
Yeah, bizarre game. I don't know about you. When you flipped on the TV, then you saw it was torrential downpouring. I was like, oh my God.
I was a little worried.
Yeah, this is going to be quite an experience, but it's also a reminder why we don't want domes. It just, there's something about games in the elements in, late December, early January. It's just the best. But yeah, this BUCS team, I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason. I don't know if they're going to keep Todd Bowles, but in a must-win game, you have Mike Evans having 2 catches. You have Godwin with 1 catch and Emeka Buka with 1 catch for 8 yards. I mean, it's so broken there. I don't know what they need to do, but the first drive, Baker couldn't miss. Guys were wide open, and the rest of the game was just a brutal struggle. So, yeah, very happy we covered. Very emotional game. Unfortunately, I was on the 49ers side, and that did not come through. That was Purdy's worst game I think I've seen him play in his career. I think that's the only time Shanahan has ever only scored 3 points as an offense. And I don't know about you. I literally thought we were in that game the whole first half, and then basically they sacked Sam Darnold before the first half ended. And Shanahan didn't call any of his timeouts.
I know. It was so weird.
And I was like, oh, my God, this man has no confidence right now in this offense. So tons of props to Seattle's defense. They were the best unit coming into the game. They showed up. Anytime you hold Seattle's offense at 13 points, you think, all right, we should probably win or cover this game. No, we got the worst game possible. So 1-on-1 on the Saturdays. Hopefully we can bounce back today come Sunday.
No Trent Williams killed the Niners. That line moved to 3 before kickoff. By the way, I know you were worried about this. Rico Dowdell had 10 yards rushing. He did need 7 to get to his $1 million bonus in total scrimmage yards. He also had 25 yards receiving. Did not get his anytime touchdown, so he didn't get his $250,000 bonus. He did get the $1 million, though. So good for the Panthers to still be in it. Good for Rico Dowdell. Let's get into it. This is the stripped down in the room eavesdropping version of Sharp or Square. We're going to make some tough decisions today. You guys are going to hear it all, and then we will recap it later tonight. You can see the dynamic contest lines Simon and I are playing at the free Sharp or Square Pro Football Pick'em contest. If you signed up to play at sharpersquare.thevolume.com, you can follow Simon and I, Chad and Simon BFFs. So remember, these lines are dynamic. They open on Tuesday. You can play them at any time between Tuesday and Sunday. So some of these lines we're talking about, there have been crazy moves. If you were smart, you've been keeping track and paying attention, and you either put picks in early and then you make changes later in the week, or you're playing the lines as they stand today. Are you ready, brother?
Let's go.
All right, first one up, New Orleans plus 3.5 at Atlanta. We're kind of on this in honor of the Tyler Shough for $1 million game. It has real meaning now because if the Falcons win, the Panthers are in the playoffs. If the Saints win, the BUCS are in the playoffs. Chris Olave's out, so that worries us. How do you think Tedero McMillan had a really good game yesterday and obviously had that catch that put them in a position to score at the end of the game. His odds for rookie of the year have improved since last night. So it's a longer number for Tyler Shough right now. How are you watching this game since you have significant opportunities in Tyler Shough rookie of the year futures right now?
Yeah, and like I said, going into the game, if they win the division, Carolina wins the division, it'd be hard not to give it to Tet, especially the fact he went over 1,000 yards.
He's over 1,000 yards now too.
Yeah, and it's just in a very, very weak rookie class, he is the only one that really consistently played well the entire season
for a team in contention.
Yeah, so it's his award, and this type of game where Shough needs basically to throw for 350, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and win the game. That's basically the only way I could see him kind of pulling it out here, just because he does have the opportunity. The last thing people see tends to be the way a lot of these voters vote. So if he does show up and play really well, win this game, I could see him giving it to him. But you just said it's all stacked against him here. He's playing against an Atlanta team that is probably the healthiest they've been in 5-6 weeks, defensively, offensively, and unfortunately for him, he's missing Olave, so that's why this number has gone up to 3.5. So yeah, we're taking it. We have this number locked in. It's just a tough week with these dogs. Like a lot of these dogs, I do like them, but it's going to be interesting just to see how this one plays out. Where I could see the Atlanta Falcons being much more committed to this game than I could see the Saints.
Yes,
so I'm excited to see how this one starts, just because. If we're lucky enough, Chad, we get a big 7-0 start lead by the Saints, I'll feel much more comfortable in third down by 14 going into halftime. It just feels the type of game if they're down here. I know how much confidence I have in the Saints team, where on the flip side with Atlanta, as good as they've been, they are another team that have been totally up and down, I should say, this season. So, we'll see. Kirk Cousins is a big 3.5-point favorite. That's a lot of points for Kirk to be catching these days.
He's been much better. They've been much better with Kirk Cousins the last 5 weeks than they were in the beginning of the season with Michael Penix. And now they'll be full. They'll have Drake London. They'll have Kyle Pitts. They'll have Bijan. Their defense have been playing much, much better. Interesting matchup. There's 2 games in here that I'm pretty nervous about that we're going to talk about in the first 5 that we have locked in right now. Cleveland and Cincinnati. Cincinnati -7.5. Simon, this is going to be our Rock and a Hard Place Bet of the Week, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We know the Bengals defense is suspect, but we are always going to bet against the Browns on the road. And I will say it again, Joe Burrow, the past 5 games, take away that Joe's in his feelings game against the Ravens where it felt like he was a ghost and they lost 24-0. They're averaging nearly 40 points a game. And we know that they are the kind of team and franchise that talks about building on success. And we know they like to win out at the end of the year so they can go into next year feeling good. They have talked about it. So Joe is going to go out there, backyard it up. He loves playing ball. He's got Jamar Chase. He's going to try to light it up as much as he can. I'm on the Bengals at the 7, I think. I'm also big on the Bengals and the Rams money line today. We're going with the Bengals.
I think we're both in the same place with this one. We think this is a total open it up, put up big numbers before heading into the offseason type of team for this Bengals. We see it every year, right? These teams, like that's our worry with Atlanta right now. Like these teams, they peak late in the season. They want to finish on a high note. The Bengals line up for all those things. On the flip side, Cleveland, I gave out that stat. Since last year, after a win, last 2 seasons, they're 0-6 against the spread after a straight-up win. So it's just a team that does not handle success well. And we joked that it's all about the sack, right? I can just easily see this, Myles Garrett getting the sack and then them totally shutting him down defensively. And once he's out, it's kind of neutralize their pass rush. So give me a really interesting matchup. And I just cannot see Cleveland's offense keeping up with the Cincy offense. I think they're already down now. So they're down their star rookie running back and their star rookie tight end.
Harold Fannin.
It's all on Sanders here. So just a bad spot for them. So yeah, we love this one, and I hope people can hear this and get it now. This is just like all these other favorites going up high. This is going to get up to -8, -8.5 by kickoff. I think. I just think tons of money just like you said, the money line parlays are going to be factored in between the Bengals, the Rams, all these teams. It's going to drive a lot of these lines up. You can still get Bengals 7.5 at Hard Rock, but a lot of other books now are popping up 8, 8.5.
Another game that's making us a little bit nervous. Detroit Lions, it's +3 at Hard Rock Bet. It's 3.5 in most places and in our contest. They're visiting the Chicago Bears. All the conversation about the Bears right now. Can Caleb Williams get 270 yards to get to 4,000 yards? I know Ben Johnson doesn't give a shit about that. He's going to play the game plan that's going to give them the most chances at winning this game and confirming their seeding position. We know they've got a little bit of an advantage. They got to be thinking about that because the Eagles are going to be resting starters. So money has been coming in, at least at Hard Rock, on the Lions. The line has moved from 3.5 down to 3. We are on the Lions here. I woke up this morning and I'm like, why are we on the Lions? I have no feeling for this game right now.
You know we're supposed to be, though. This is as low as it can get for this Lions team. I just don't know when.
That's right. It's a buy low spot.
It is the definition of one, and it's the definition of selling this Bears team that very like I said all year, it's been so impressive what they've done with just a ragtag type of group on that defense. Right, they've had an insane amount of injuries. Yes. And I think you still lead the league in turnover margin. Like, it's just incredible what they've done. They've been such a risk-reward type of defense. And, if you're a Bears fan, I think you have the same mentality I do. You just need to outscore this Lions team. That's what this is going to be all about, just because the Lions are going to lay it all out there, right? Their Achilles heel this season has been that offensive line. Do you guys have the guys that can really make a difference on that defensive line?
We do not.
And that's the issue there. So I can see this being like the old days of the Lions. Like, Man Campbell is going to try to run the ball 35 times. He just seems hell-bent on running the ball in this game and setting the tone heading into the offseason with this team. So, the Lions, I can't get over how disappointing of a year it is, but they know it's been the injuries. So for this Bears team, can they live up to this moment, Chad, after having such a letdown in that Sunday night game, right? They lost the 1 seed. Now they're playing for the 2 seed. Still a huge deal, right? They're still going to get up for that. But I'm really interested to see how this young team handles that. And that's why I'm banking this Detroit team, especially with the number. And it's all money, all the tickets, everything is pouring in on this Bears team right now. Like, I'm looking at a couple of different books. 80% of the money is on this Bears team. So, I get where the public's coming from. The Lions have their last time we saw them play, I think, they have 5 turnovers against the Vikings, just embarrassed themselves in a primetime game. But it's the number, Chad. If it was 2.5, 2, you could have talked me into this Bears team. But at 3, 3.5, come on. You got to take the Lions. The Bears, even against bad teams this year, they just play close games. It's just who they are. They play these type of close games. So give me the 3 in the hook with this Lions team.
All right, fine. Arizona at the Los Angeles Rams. Crazy line move in this one. We've been talking about the Rams all week. Hopefully people were listening. The line had been 7 last Sunday. We were betting at 7, 7.5. We have locked it in at 7.5 in the contest. This is going to be the pivot point game for us this week about changes we want to make, because the line is now 13.5. So we're getting a massive, massive advantage. We're getting a great number in the contest. We've been betting it at 7, 7.5 all week. I would not recommend anyone bet it at 13.5. So we're not saying take the Rams right now, put them in some money line parlays. But how are we not loving this right now?
Yeah, love it. Like I said, though, I think I said on Thursday's show, I don't hate if this number got up to what it is at now, 13, 13.5, just because what I talked about. This is the type of game where McVay, I can never see him, running the clock out. I just think he wants to just get this offense in the best rhythm he can possibly get, which is just putting up a ton of points. And I gave you my whole Stafford pitch about MVP. Yeah. He needs to get the 3 touchdowns, and he joins that magical club of Brady and Aaron Rodgers of 45 touchdowns, under 10 interceptions, both won MVPs. So there are some weird numbers here where the Rams are going to try to go after it, but you're right. The scary part is this number jumps 6 points because they're playing for the 5th seed now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
Kind of an insane movement. Like we talked about, I hope people took the Rams and they could have got it a better number. And this is not, like you said, we're locked in here. If we were going to take any game, I think we both agree it probably would be the Saints, but this is such an incredible value. I'm happy to keep our picks as is, just because we're 6 points of value here. My only other regret is we didn't take the Vikings, but this one,
mine too. Yeah, I regret that as well. My bad. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Lamar is playing. This line hasn't budged.
No.
Lamar hasn't looked good all season, struggling running the ball. He's now coming off a back injury. It's a rah-rah Mike Tomlin spot. The other day we were thinking maybe we like it more that Lamar is playing instead of Snoop Huntley, because we don't know how healthy he's going to be, and there's a lot of drama going on in the Ravens right now. End of the day, I'll say it again, I don't think this Ravens defense is very good. So to me, that's the on-field value in getting the hook for the Steelers at 3.5.
Yeah, and there actually is a little bit of line movement. Like Hard Rock in Jersey now has moved the 4. So like I said, I think I said that on Thursday's show, that if Lamar does get cleared, you could get some 4.5s. The way it's looking now, I do think we get there by kickoff. I just think the public will keep coming on the Ravens and just keep betting this number up. So I do think you might be able to get a 4 if you're patient here on the Steelers, if that's what you want. But this is another game where you try to make sense of it and you're going to drive yourself crazy. These matchups never make sense. You just need to take the dogs. And me and Chad, we paid dearly. I still look back. I cannot believe we took,
I can't believe we did it
as a 5.5 point favorite. But even we get burnt here, it's a long-term winner. You just take this position on Pittsburgh, and you really are banking on their defense to show up. That's what we're hanging our hat on, just because we know without DK, it's gonna be hard to move the ball for the Steelers. You just saw that. Like Rodgers not having his safety valve. That's a big deal in his career. You go through all of Rodgers' history, he always had a dominant number one. You could say, well, he makes them the dominant number one. Yes, no one's disagreeing with you. He made Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, James Jones, all these guys work. You saw last week, like 3 straight throws MVS, not the position me and Chad want to be in, but it's the exact scenario. Like, I think he had a great quote, Aaron Rodgers. He said, how many times have I played back-to-back bad games? Which I looked through it. In his old age, he has had a couple back-to-back stinkers, but this exact type of matchup, like a playoff, to make the playoff at home as a dog, Rodgers has only been in this spot one other time in his career, and he won. So I know it's tough because he's an aging guy, and you're now taking away his number one receiver, but it's the Tomlin voodoo. It's the Tomlin voodoo at the end of the day, and it's a weird game too. I talked to Pittsburgh Steelers fans; they want to lose this because they want to get rid of Tomlin. I think they want Freeman, the guy from Notre Dame.
He's not leaving Notre Dame.
I don't know. I don't want to get too hard into college coaches. I know how protective you are about your college coach, but if I'm the Raiders, and I'm thinking Fernando Mendoza, I'm throwing the book at your head coach. I do not care what his price is. I'm getting the coach and the quarterback. But for this game, I just, if we could get 4.5, if people are listening live and you can get 4.5 now because it is dynamic lines and the lines are moving, obviously we'd much rather be there. But I'm not scared of not only having the 3.5. I think that's a perfectly fine number. We gave it the stats. Whenever it's 3 or above underdog in this exact matchup, it's 71% success rate, cover rate, I should say, for the dog in this spot. So give me Tomlin. Give me the Steelers plus 3.5, Chad.
All right, quick word from Hard Rock Bet, because there's a couple more games I want to talk about. Today's show is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet, Florida's sportsbook and the official sportsbook partner of your favorite Florida teams like the Jags, Bucks, Heat, and Magic. The NFL playoffs kick off in just a few days, and it's the perfect time to build the same game parlay on Hard Rock Bet and cash in on all the action. Or if you're more into hardwood than the gridiron, you can put up shots on the NBA and college every night on Hard Rock Bet. You're home for hoops action all season long, and if you missed the start of the game, don't worry. Hard Rock Bet has live in-game betting, so you're never too late to bet any football or hoops game all season. If you haven't tried your first bet on Hard Rock Bet, there's still time for you to get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Just place a $5 bet, and if it hits, you get not only your winnings, but an extra $150 in bonus bets. The Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app is the only legal sportsbook in the beautiful state of Florida, plus Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, Colorado, and Michigan. Coming soon to more states too. Plus, Hard Rock Bet offers new promos every single day. So whenever you're listening, just open the app and check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit. Washington at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is now a 4-point favorite. What's interesting to me about this game is that when we thought Jalen Hurts might be starting, and he is not, it is going to be Tanner McKee, the backup from Stanford. The game was about 7. Now it's 4. It was 4.5 when it was reposted with Tanner McKee, so it's moved down. The Eagles love Tanner McKee. He hasn't played, in a game since week 18 last year. You even intimated the other day on the show on Thursday that as a fan and as someone who's paying close attention, you like Tanner McKee. So all of a sudden it feels like the Eagles are in play for us.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, like we said, it's tough for us to move any guys out because we have such good numbers. But I love the Eagles here for this matchup just because it's a lot of the guys I thought were going to sit aren't going to sit, right? They're playing a lot of people because they have to because of injuries and, key starters on the defense and on the offense, Tanner, we talked a little bit about it. I think he would be one of the 32 starters in this league. I just think everything about him reminds me of Nick Foles. He's just this really tall, strong, deep ball thrower, and he's really tough to take down the pocket. On the flip side with Washington, I thought it was going to be Mariota. That's why I think the number kind of fluctuated where it was so low as it was. And now it's come out that he's not even going to play. It's going to be Josh Johnson here. So, yeah, it's a number that's going up. Like you can get the 4 right now at Hard Rock. Every other book is 4.5, and a couple books have already moved to 5. So it's just another line I'm betting. I like the Eagles here. I like this matchup. And if this is, a close game heading into the 4th, I think that favors this Eagles team in many ways. I just think defensively, when you have Vic calling these plays, he could turn up to another level. And like I said, Brandon Graham's playing. Like a lot of vets are still playing for this Eagles team, especially on the defensive side. They just don't have enough bodies to fill in. So, yeah, give me an Eagles team against a Washington team that's literally playing for nothing. They've had their bags packed for 2 months now. I mean, just total loss season, and I just have a hard time thinking they're going to get up for this game.
Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. This number is 3.5 in a lot of places, but it's down to 3 at Hard Rock. We know the Cowboys are going to be going all out. It's a chance to end the season completely mediocre, but Dak has been playing great. Pickens is playing for a new contract. They've got no reason to sit people. Their defense is bad no matter who they play. The Giants, there's real repercussions if they win this game because they can drop from 2nd overall pick to as low as 7th, depending on what else happens in the league today. If you're the Giants, there's zero incentive to put a team on the field today. And the Cowboys have all the incentive in the world to want to end the season strong and feel like they have something to build on for next year. We talked about the Cowboys on Thursday. We talked about liking the Cowboys. We can't see why the money is coming in on the Giants. We both feel like we're missing something. In the 72 hours since we did the show on Thursday, what are we missing? Because the money is still coming in on the Giants.
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't put this in the contest, though, just because this is Seattle 49ers all over again. The pros I talked to, they're all on the opposite side of me. I don't know what side you were on for this one, but
I like the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, I think we're definitely missing something because it's been, like you just said, it's been bet down all the way to 3.
Yeah.
Every book now. Like every book now is popping 3 this morning. So really respect the money that's coming to the Giants because right now it's all the money, all the tickets are on the Cowboys. And it's just a matchup I don't get because the Cowboys have just owned the Giants in this division. I mean, just going through even their last 5-6 games, I think the last game they played this season was in September, and it was that crazy Russ game. I don't know if you remember it. Russ put up 37 points, and the Cowboys won 40-37.
That's right.
On like a 70-yard field goal by Audrey. Last year, Cowboys beat them 27-20, 20-15. 2 years ago, they beat them 49-17 and 40-0. So they just tend to dominate and beat up the Giants team. And I don't know. Like you said, I'm completely blind spot to this game. I just don't know what people are seeing. When I look at the secondary of the Giants, it's like this should be a field day for Dak. Like he should just be passing against air. Offensively, like I said, they struggle against running quarterbacks. Maybe that's what they're hanging their head on. Dart, keeping him in this game. He's been playing well since he's come back from the injury. Yeah, I just totally missing here. So I'm with Chad. I'm gonna be with the public. I'm gonna take the 3 on the Cowboys now because I think that's such a key number. But my God, this is crazy. It's been bet down this much. I don't know, like you said, what they're expecting professional wise of this Giants team, but maybe they really do think Dak will falter and Jackson Dart will keep this one close.
All right. So right now, our official 5: New Orleans plus 3.5, Cincinnati minus 7.5, Detroit plus 3.5, Rams minus 7.5, and Steelers plus 3.5. If we decide to make a change, we're going to lose the Rams number. So we're really going to have to put 2 games in because we're not going to take the Rams at 13.5. So if we want to get rid of the Saints, if we want to get rid of the Lions, we really got to figure out, all right, there's multiple games we're going to have to change out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And would it be for the Eagles and the Cowboys? Do you know,
right.
like,
that's the thing. I'm not too crazy about them either.
I'm not loving changing out what we have
yeah.
or the options that are currently available.
I mean, I'll let it ride. We have one good line on the Rams. The rest are kind of what they are. So
I don't mind the Bengals line. And like, I don't mind the Steelers line at all. To me, the biggest fears are the Saints and the Lions.
Which is fair. Yeah, I would say the only one that worries me is honestly the Saints. But no, I like our 5.
All right. Final 5. Once again, Saints plus 3.5. Cincinnati Bengals minus 7.5. Detroit Lions plus 3.5. Rams minus 7.5. It's now at 13. Dynamic lines. We put these picks in earlier in the week just to lock some things in. And we got the Steelers tonight in the game to decide it all for the AFC North plus 3.5. This has been Sharper Square, part of the Volume Podcast Network. We will be back on Sharper Square tonight after the late afternoon games to recap all the misery and glory of the day. That will be live. Watch or listen on YouTube at Sharp or Square. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also download from Spotify, Apple Pods, wherever you get your pods. Subscribe, rate, review, leave us 5 stars. Feedback is a gift. Until tonight, love you.
This ain't Ray Nitschke and Dick Butkus and Deacon Jones over there, so let's start kicking some ass.
This team is not better than us. They're not even good.